Hi guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I'm going to be showing you the Strobepro sandbag. Now it might not look that exciting, but it's a great piece of gear to make sure that your stands aren't going to tip over in the studio or outside. So let me show you a couple of the features of the Strobepro sandbag. So you're going to notice right off the bat that this sandbag is unfilled, and I'm going to show you how to fill it in a little bit here. But it's to save you money. Shipping extra weight inside the bag just doesn't make sense. So it's easy to fill at home and you can put whatever you want in there. A couple features of the bag. We have a double strap up here so you can lift that nice and steady. It's not going to rip. You've also got a carabiner here. So if you want to clip this onto a stand or you happen to have a boom or any kind of gear, it's got a nice strong carabiner here with a clip. You can throw that on. The other thing is, not everyone loves the orange stripes. It's there for visibility, so if you throw this on a stand, you're going to see it. Someone's not going to trip over it. But if you really don't like the orange stripe, you can just flip it inverse and use it that way in the all black position. One of the other nice things when you see the back side here is that we have double zippers. So when I open this up, this is exposing the compartment where we're going to put the sand in. But if I take a look at that, it's actually zipped again there. So we have two zippers, and that's if you're direct filling that, you can close that up and it's not going to spill sand out. So we don't really recommend filling it directly like that, but you certainly can. Let me show you a better way to fill it right now. Okay guys, we've got our sandbag, but we are missing sand, so let's add that. Now, a lot of people will just direct fill a sandbag, and the reason I don't like doing that is because if your sandbag gets wet, it turns to mud inside. Sand is so small that eventually it's going to come out of pores or seams. It makes a mess basically. And having sand near your camera and expensive gear in the studio is not a great option. So what I like to do actually is take sand and put it into some Ziploc freezer bags. And you can get sand anywhere, obviously, if you have it in your backyard or wherever, grab that. Or you can go to Home Depot, Walmart, Canadian Tire and get a bag of play sand. It's like $5 for a big, huge bag, which would fill probably 20 of these bags. So what I do is I kind of make one bigger one and then I make one smaller one here, so you can kind of see the difference in the sand, and I just find it easier to work with rather than one big huge bag to stuff in here. So basically we're going to open both those zippers in there and we can kind of wrap this up and we're just going to feed it in, and there's no proper way to do it. It doesn't really matter how it goes in. One thing to keep in mind is to get the air out of the bag before you seal it. So you can see I've kind of tucked that one right on the side there. Just kind of give it a shake and it locks in. Now I've got this space right here for a smaller one. So I'm going to grab that guy and then just stuff it down the side there and kind of wrap it over the top. Now again, because we are using Ziploc bags in there, you don't have to zip up the internal zipper, but it's not a bad idea to do it just for safety precaution in case that bag ever broke. So I will zip that one up first and just kind of give it a shake. It's going to settle in the bottom. So that one's zipped. Now I'm going to take the outside one, zip that, and just kind of tuck that flap over there just like that. Give it a shake. Now we've got that pocket filled. Let's do the other side. Okay guys, we've got our sandbag weighted up here and we've put about 17 pounds of sand in there with just those 4 little bags. Now you don't have to use sand, you could use lead shot, you could use gravel, whatever you want. Again, just use those Ziploc bags, throw it in there, it's going to keep it clean for you. Now we've got our black C stand in here, and let's assume that we are putting the strobe or the load, whatever it is, up on this end. What you want to make sure that you do is point the big leg towards the load. So that would be this leg in this case, and it's usually the highest one as well. So that prevents this from tipping pretty well there. Now to make that even stronger, I would take my sandbag, drop it on the leg there, You can see it's not touching the ground, so we've got all that weight right onto the leg, which is great. And we can actually, if you want to even be more safe, pull it right down towards the base as well. That'll keep all of that center of gravity towards the middle of the center column there. Okay guys, so sandbags work great on C-stands, but they're also fantastic to use just on a regular stand. I've grabbed a Strobepro 9-foot air stand here, and this will work the same on a 7, a 9, a 10, our 13 and 16 foot booms, anything that basically has this cross member going through there. Now with the smaller stand here, you might not be able to fit the sandbag through there without kind of working it through. An easier trick to that is just to loosen that center column off. Then it's going to give you some room to fit the sandbag through. Then what we can do is bring that back up so it goes level and pulls a lot of that weight off the ground, just like we had on the C-stand. Now chances are it's not going to completely pull off of there, but for the most part it's not really resting on there anymore, and now we've got this stand really secured in there. So it's debatable on a regular stand like this whether you should put the modifier towards the leg or put it that way. Because most of that weight is staying on the center column, it's not going to make a massive difference. But if you are booming it out again, if you were to throw a boom on here, make sure that the leg with the weight on it is going across here. So your boom arm would be out here just to support that extra weight. So there you have it guys, the Strobepro sandbag. You should just get into the habit of putting this on a stand every time you use it. It's a little bit of insurance to prevent injury or to prevent your stand modifier or strobe from being destroyed. You're really going to wish you had spent the little bit of money that a sandbag costs to do that and spent the extra couple minutes to throw it on there if something was to ever happen. So this is really affordable. You've got the double zippers in there. You can use it on the orange side, reverse it over if you don't like the orange to the black. You've got the carabiner on here as well to clip it to booms or to weight this onto a stand a different way, or even on a tripod on the center column if you've got a hook down there. It's a great option as well. So check out all our sandbag options at Strobepro, and until next time, I'm Jesse.